Hi, I'm Don Modan from Sample Library Review, and today we're going to be checking out Mad RockScore by Handheld Sounds. Handheld Sounds has designed this instrument to blend with orchestral or hybrid scores. They recorded 3 iconic drum kits in a large scoring stage and developed features specifically for this instrument for tonal balance, ambience. For the library, they have sampled a 1972 Ludwig kit, a late 1950s WFL kit, a 2003 Mayer Brothers kit, and the cymbals are all shared between those kits with a hi-hat, 2 crashes, and a 22-inch ride. There's a large dynamic range sampled throughout the entire sample set, a 9-channel mixer which extends controls over microphone blending, and a grooves engine with 500 plus patterns. Library does require the full version of Kontakt 5.5 or higher. Normally sells for $199. At the time of putting this video out here, it's available for $119 intro price until March 4th. I'll include a link, take you straight over to the page if you want to check out more about the library below. I got Mad RockScore loaded up. 3 different libraries: Haze, Piper, Umber, and then looks like there's a Brooms. I'm not sure what that is. There's a ton of grooves set up, so I think the best way to get a feel for this is to listen to these grooves first. Alright, we're only a few Midi grooves in, and what I'm already really liking about the instrument is the ability to just turn off the groove for each individual instrument. So you got kick drum, snare drum, hi-hat, toms, and overhead. So, I mean, this one here is all about the toms. In this main folder, I'm a little bit unsure as why it's organized this way. They've got your grooves with labeling. So this one's called All Unite. Then if we go over to All Unite in the alts, you can see there's different variations on that All Unites MIDI groove. And what I'm wondering is why there isn't just an All Unites folder, or just have all of them in one place. Maybe this, I don't know. And then the fills, all again separate in a folder. I would say my critique right off the bat, organizing the MIDI, is to have the song in its own folder, or all of it laid out after each other. So let's go ahead and get to something a little more busy. Okay, this is nice. And now we can see we're over at the mixer page. And this is cool because in the mixer page, you've got snapshots. You can create your own mixer presets, save them to snapshots within the instrument to load them up. Let's listen to a couple more of these presets here with the same groove. Very upfront. Lots of room. Real nice room. Okay, so those are the mixer presets that show up for us. Let's move on to another instrument here. Get a feel for it. That was Haze. This one's Piper. Let's do the same thing. Jump into grooves. Jump into the Piper grooves. And just so we don't go nuts, I'm going to change our tempo. A little more rockin' tempo. Some nice programming. Some grace notes on those hi-hats. And just like all those Haze categories, I guess organization, same thing here. Looks like they got songs for your preview, the alternatives to the songs, and the fills for the songs all broken out separately, which, I don't know. It's an interesting way to do it. Let's go ahead and check out the Umber. And we'll do the same thing. Load up those grooves they've created for Umber. All right, let's go ahead and look at the drum articulations and mapping here now. I've got the Umber kit up. I'm going to mute my mic here, and you will be able to see down here at the bottom we got kick drum. Then we got a number of snares all right in this red regions. And one thing that's kind of cool about the way they've done this is it's made to be played on a keyboard. So you can hold down a note and get a legato. You can hold down and make a legato pattern happen, and that triggers a specialty articulation of a roll. Hear those rolls happening there? The next set is the hi-hats there. And they all respond really nicely. I think they have a real nice feel to them. Overall, these cymbals that are used for all of the drum kits, they're shared across all the drum kits. There's something crisp and clear about them, which I think is going to be great for working in scoring. It's more of a jazz kind of sound in a way, but it's the kind of sound that you want to get so that you do have that presence of the cymbals and hi-hats without them being more of that harshness that you get from like a hard rock kind of kit or snare drum. Moving up the keyboard, you'll see we've got blue area is all of our toms. And then up at the top, we've got mirrored hi-hats, so we could do left and right hi-hats. Whoops. So you could actually play those fast 16th note patterns. There's also a choke, so you could play your cymbals and choke them, I believe. That's what that green one does. All very good and well, and I actually like the ability to kind of perform on this kit. But I have a little minor critique, which is I wish there was a way for me to just trigger it over to a general MIDI drum percussion standard. And the reason being is because I've got dozens and dozens of grooves. Actually, I had thousands and thousands of grooves in general MIDI standard. They may not be able to map this instantly over. I don't know. You may be able to go in and actually manipulate and remap it into general MIDI and then just save some versions. But I think that you might lose a little of the nuance just because of the way they've got so many articulations built, especially when you check out the snare. You can really see how those shine through. Yeah, just really cool sound overall. Let's close up this guy, and we'll go and replace him. Go back in reverse order. Let's replace him with the Piper. Not for any particular reason, just because we want to hear a different kit while we go into the next part of the review. The next part of the review here, we're going to talk... the difference here is you got 3 toms instead of the 2 toms, so you see you've got a turquoise area there. Now, the next section I wanted to talk a little bit about is the groove. We looked at some of these. And the way that they're built with the song name, alternatives for the song, and fills for the song. This area here, I believe it just lets us drag and drop right into our DAW. So now we've got those grooves available to go into our MIDI area. We could very easily load this one in. I wish there was a way to drag right from here. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Instead of going down to this little icon. Not quite sure why they did it that way. I'm sure they had a reason. Maybe it's programming. Let's go into a fill. Let's grab that fill. Now we've got a few bars of this going on. So that's pretty cool, being able to drag, drop to MIDI, song building. The other note that I want to make sure is that you notice that when you zoom in, this stuff is pretty tight, but it's not quantized. And the developer did this on purpose. They captured these performances with MIDI drums, I think, and then they didn't quantize them. So you actually get the real feel of the drummer. So let's take a listen to what the difference is here, ladies and gentlemen. No quantizing. Hard quantizing. No quantizing. Hard quantizing. There's a little bit of a feel that just kind of goes away there. Now, if you're not a student of that kind of rock or R&B or funk or jazz feel, you might miss that. And that's a really important thing to add real feel to a track. When I go for drums, I'm a creature of habit. I've bought into a particular drum system myself with tons of expansions to it. I've always appreciated what Handheld Sounds has done with their percussion. I like the ability that you can actually perform on these. I like how they've got all those articulations grouped and the ability to play, although my big criticism is I wish there was a way to map it to normal MIDI percussion. There's a little switch or maybe even a different Kontakt instrument. That would have been great, because then I can use these great sounding drums with the mixer for all those thousands of MIDI grooves I already own. The mixer is really nice. I think it gives you the ability to get so many different sounds from really in your face to those more spacious room tones. They sound great. Grooves, a lot of good fun grooves in here. I really appreciate that they're not quantized. And I think the biggest critique that I might have overall is the price point. At $199, that's a hefty price to pay for 3 drums in this world we're living in today. Now, if you agree with me, great. If not, please let me know. Comment below. Tell me your thoughts along the way. What do you think about Mad RockScore here? Or have you already been using the Handheld Sounds Mad drum kits in the past? Let me know. Your comments help guide the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Head back around to the channel on Fridays for the Deal Compressor Show.